My father was 20 years old. He was born in Italy. So then he met my mother. And they couldn't get married in Italy because my mother had nobody, had no mother. And my father's parents, they never wanted to marry my mother. So they come to the America. They come to the America when they get it. There wasn't a ship, and the ship take 20 days to come to America. Then my mother and my father, they had sheep on the ship, and they got a chicken. And every day there was kind of chicken. When are we going to get to the American? We're not going to get to the American, right? So then they was afraid they're not going to get it. After 17 days, they get in New York. Now, when they get in New York, they had a friend that they pick him up, and then they move in Colorado Springs, New York. So when they went there, all the friends, they meet my father and my mother, and they get married in New York, in Colorado Springs, New York. They got married there. So then they had a little house, and they was working. My father was working a truck, railroad, pick up the coal and everything. So my father went for a job. So he didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. And he asked his friend, and he says, "What am I going to do to get a job? I can't talk English." So one of the friends says to my father, I'll take you to the bus, and then you talk to him. You have to say to him, "Good morning, Mr. Jaggers. You got a job for me, you son of a bitch." My father got a job. And the man told my father to do that. He got laid off, and my father got a job. So since then, they had a family. They live in Cold Spring, New York. And then they had so many friends. They had a board in the house. My mother was a cook for them board. And they had like village. They had a toilet outside. And then when it was 1907, one of the boys was born, 1907. So then that boy was sick and he died. Then 1999, my brother was born. Then 1910, I was born. So then it was between 1910 and 1911, my father got a letter from the relative. The relative was very sick. So what my father did, he take the little funds they had, he bought it in the yard, and they went in Italy. When they went in Italy, it was like December. I was a little girl. And then my sister was born January 17. So then my father left me and my mother and my brother, and then he come back to America. And he go in and out to America and come back. So then when it was 1920, my father, he couldn't come to America no more because they closed all the paths, you know? He can't come to America. Then what are you going to do to go in America? He was used to stay in America. He can't stay no more in Italy. So he went to Paris, and he take a mortgage on the little property we had in Italy. He take the money, and he went to Paris. And he come into America, they put him in a barrel. And then he got shipped to New York. So when he got shipped to New York, then my father went back to work and everything. Then my brother, he wanted to come to the America in 1924. So my brother came to the America in 1924. Then he stayed with my father 2 months, and then he ran away from my father, 1 work year. So then I come to the America in 1925. 1925, me and my father was working.
How did you come?
We was working there.
How did you get over here?
Huh?
How did you get over here from Italy?
They come over here to America.
How?
With the ship.
You? With the
Yeah,
ship?
then I come with the ship, 1925. So then when I was here, 1925, we worked, me and my father, to send the rest of the family to come over here. 1927, my mother come. We had to work to make the money first, and then my mother come here. So then my mother come, then my sister had to come over here. My sister couldn't come because she now was born over here. She wasn't born in Italy. Okay, my father went to Cold Spring because we had a little girl die over there, and my father wanted to get the paper for the girl died, and to make believe she was alive. And she sent my sister paper to come over here in America.
So your sister came on the little
I
girl.
lived the old name, the one she was dead. Okay, then I got married in 1930. And then there was a little trouble in the family. My father and my mother, they separated each other. So then I got married in 1930, and then keep on going, and married a man, he was born in Italy, he was come from Geneva. So then in 1931, I got my son, Tony.
How'd you meet Pop?
Huh?
How did you meet Pop?
What do you mean?
How'd you meet Thomas? How did you meet Grandpa?
I was here.
Where did you meet him?
I meet him. I was working with somebody in the shop. So and a girlfriend, my girlfriend knows my boyfriend. He knows my husband. So then we met each other in the lady's house. So then that girl got to get married. Got to get married, and they invited me to be flower girls. And then my husband got to be bride. Oh, sure. So me and my husband, we met each other, and then we got married in 1930. So in 1931, we got a big son, my son. So in 1934, we had Marcel. So then we keep on going to live on.
Where were you working?
I was working a dressmaker. My husband was a presser in the dress shop. So then we was depression 1930, 1934, and I got laid off for one place and the other place. My husband got laid off for one place and the other place. Then it was 1941, we had a little money, not much. So then we know somebody, he owned the candy store. And he come to me and he said, Antoinette, you want to buy the candy store? And I said, look, I ain't got no money to buy a candy store. And then the man said to me, you give me the money when you got. I don't want the money right away. All right, he gave the candy store for $500. All right, we stayed in the candy store for 7 years. Then 1947, I had a boy, the baby. My daughter was born 1947. And she was born, she had a heart condition when she was born. I couldn't do nothing but. I went back to try to help her, and I couldn't help. So finally, somebody wanted to help me, and she was named Miss Kurtz. She belonged to the Boer Hospital. So she says to me, Antoinette, you want to help your daughter? Bring the daughter to the Boer Hospital. We got a lot of doctors over there. Maybe they could help her. So I went there for a couple of years. They couldn't help her because she had an hole in her heart. I couldn't help her. Then we keep on living. Then I went to the doctor. My baby would get blue in the face. We couldn't help her. So they tell me to go to Florida. So we went to Florida 1966, 1963. Then I had a son. He was in his 30s. He died in 1966. Not sure. So then we keep on living. And we live in Florida. And then my husband died after 52 years married. The same day he got married, my husband died. Then after 3 years, my daughter died, 1987 in Florida. The same day my husband died, my daughter died. And let's keep on going.
It was not the same day, it was how many years later?
Yeah, then it keep on going.
How many years after between Pop and Antoinette dying?
7 years.
7 years.
7 years. And then we keep on going, and then I can do nothing about it, and that's all it is. And I still live in Florida, and I'm all alone. I got nobody. I got my grandchildren. That's all I have.
You just
I had one brother, he died. I had one sister, she died. That's all I have. I'm all alone now. Got married, grandchildren, Teresa, Tony, and Davis, Mike. And then I had Sonny, my son, New Jersey. He had 4 children named Tony and Christopher, Emery, and Thomas. the wife named Virginia. That's all I had now. And I had Mary take care of me, that's all. I'm all alone. I'm 83 years old.
And I'm going to live to be 110.
And I still live.
I'm going to live to be 100.